Oh, good morning, I'm Rob. Welcome to another Bike Ventures video. So today I'm at the site where I started my very first video, the 5 Pits Loop. So I'm at Chesterfield train station, which is just behind me up there. You can see I've got the crooked spire just there behind me. So I'm going to go back down the 5 Pits Loop today, but we're going to come back via the Stockley Trail back into Poolsbrook Country Park. So it's part of an old railway line that's there was a tunnel in it. That tunnel's gone, so we're going to have to go around that on the road. But we've got a couple of nice trails to go on to bring us back into Poolsbrook. It's about a 33-mile loop, which is quite surprising. It's only 5 miles different to the full 5 Pits video that I posted that went out around Creswell. So I think that one was early November, end of October, early November I put that out. It's February, 4th February today, so it's quite crisp. But the sun's out and it's lovely, so I thought we're going to do that one today. So if you haven't seen the first video, please check it out. I'll pop that down in the links. If not, join me on this one and see you on the trails. So I didn't show this on the first video. My fault. I think it was the first day out with the camera, and I thought I'd press record and I hadn't, so I spent about 20 minutes waffling on. Didn't record any, so this obviously wasn't an old railway, but you can see just to the left, I'll show you, there's a set of tracks there, and there's a buffer just parallel with this bridge now, but the track actually carried on at one point. If you do look to your left, there's a set of rails, overgrown, trees in the middle of them. And that set, come on in, that set actually came off and across down here. So I think, see the outer railings, I believe that was the original, or possibly a replaced bed. This is the line where it ran into Chesterfield and up to a gasworks. So this little start section just meanders through Chesterfield. It's all bike paths. We have to cross the 61. And then once we cross the road at Hasland, pretty much, apart from a few small B roads, we're pretty much traffic free. So our line that we're on now would have originally gone straight on, and you can follow it up. Takes you up towards Morrison's, if you know Chesterfield. And a couple of cool little features as you get towards Queen's Park. There was a crossing there. Come on in. And where the crossing was over the road, just near the army barracks, the guards used to get out and pull a chain across the road, stop traffic. Well, those chains, or part of it, has now been inset into the wall to make a little feature. So if you're ever out that way and you do see it, that's what it was. So just ahead of us now is Hornsbridge roundabout, which is a super busy roundabout these days, but in its day there's one line there, the main line just goes over the 617, but at one point there was a railway line coming under where the traffic now is, the main road, the railway going over top, and then there was another one which went over the top of that and a big high viaduct. And at that time it was the only place in Europe where 3 railway lines operated by 3 different companies intersected. I've got my facts right. Try and find a picture. There is some pictures in existence. Looks pretty cool. Sadly now long gone. I believe the big viaduct was destroyed in the late 80s or 90s. Okay, so we're just over 6 miles from Chesterfield station to get to the start of the 5 pits. And as you can see, once you've got out of Chesterfield, it's off-road predominant. There's that little bit through Grassmore and straight into an uphill, not steep, got a little ramps in it. There's a guy I know, and if you're watching, Kevin, hello, and he's on the cycling UK canals and all railways, and he does this loop quite often. He lives at the bottom corner, bottom southeast of the loop, past Plesley. I obviously live north of the loop, and he prefers it clockwise. He feels that it's less hilly, but you've got the same amount of climbing. I think the difference with doing it clockwise is all the climbing seems to be at the end if you start at Chesterfield station. So yes, the 5 pit section down to Teversol is fairly lumpy. A couple of stingers, but you still got to do them if you come the other way. So you go down the one side and up the other. Don't know. I've ridden both ways a few times, and I think anti-clockwise seems to be better. Especially, I've got the Poolsbrook up to Clown Old Station on the Greenway. It's about a 2.5 mile drag uphill. Only about 3% I think, but enough to feel it in your legs for a few miles. As I quite like that stretch going anti-clockwise, because once you've got to Clown Old Station, it's a lovely downhill blast. So yeah, it's interesting how people prefer different ways and how they perceive them. Not saying you're wrong, Kevin. Not at all. So I want to give a shout out to Phil and Graham. Always like and comment on my videos, much appreciated, gents. And please, if you're watching these and you do like them, give me a thumbs up. It does make a big difference to the channel. And subscribe. Lots of stuff in the pipeline for this year. Some big, some small, some somewhere in between. I enjoy the cycling, love the cycling. Quite enjoy the editing process as well, and any route I do, I like to do a bit of research about where I'm going to be riding, especially if it's an old railway or has some old industrial heritage. It's always interesting to see. I mean, one of the lines we're going to go on today off the Teversol and Silverhill trails closed nearly 100 years ago. Okay, so we're now on the Silverhill trail. Went through Teversol back there. And then we had to do that little climb up to the road, cross the road and drop back down. That used to be a huge cutting. The railway went under the road. You just see the remnants of the top of the bridge. As you cross the road, if you look to your right, you see the capping stones. Yeah, really deep cutting as well. probably deeper than what we're in now. So we're now heading towards Plesley. We're going under the M1 soon, crossing over the Nottinghamshire Derbyshire border into Nottinghamshire. There is a marker. If you've not been this way before, keep your eye out for it on the right. You can see it. So the bridge ahead is the road towards Tibshelf, takes you towards the back way of Tibshelf services, and then you just see the M1, the next bridge along. Oh, temperature's dropped in here. Now we're out of that sun a little. Hiya. Still a lovely place to ride this. It's one of my fairly regular loops. Probably do it half a dozen times a year at least. Just nice. So M1 above us. Tibshelf services just over to the left. I'm going to get your bearings. And the A38 Derby Mansfield Junction's just down to our right about half a mile. You keep your eyes peeled on this section. You can still see a bit of ballast down in places. We've got some horse riders ahead. There's I think there's the odd mile marker post, but other than that, in the topography, there's very little to tell you. This was an old railway. Obviously, it fed all the collieries. The main one being Plesley colliery at the far end. We still got the headstock and the engine and the cracking cafe. Cracking for a number of reasons. Nice and warm. Got some nice outdoor seating for the summer. The food is very good, and the best one, being a Yorkshireman, very, very cheap, which is what you want. So we just passed the marker post. Now we're not going all the way into Plesley today. We're going to come off and take the Roadxon Trail, which at one point went all the way from that branch in Plesley all the way to Chesterfield, but the tunnel at the end, now sadly infilled. Come on in. Yeah, the tunnel that's at the end of it, which used to go under Glackwell, is now infilled. It was plagued through a lot of its life by structural issues, and I believe it's because a lot of the blue brick that was used wasn't fired enough, so it was still quite red in the middle, therefore quite soft. So I believe that's why. There's a signal post just coming up on the left there. You can just see it just before the bridge. I think it's an original one. Hopefully it is. Yeah, fantastic to see. And that denotes the border between Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire. So whether that post, that signal post was there originally, I don't know. But opposite on the other side of the track is the post that says Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire, and there's a little stone line, I suppose you could call it, that runs across the trail, showing you where the border is. The trails are lovely today. lovely and dry. I don't think I've ridden this trail at any time of year and it's been particularly bad, even in winter. Yeah, the trails are generally always pretty good on here. So we're just coming up to the Roadxon Trail. Yeah, on the embankment, I'm not busy looking at my computer. Yeah, so you've got straight on Leslie Pit, which is where we've been before. We're going to go down to the left. I did point it out last time. So we're going to go down there onto the Roadxon Trail.